sitting here in my home office and just thinking about this lockdown and all that it means. Not being able to travel and to be with the people that I work with around the world, and not being able to walk through the villages and meet with all the beneficiaries, those who benefit from our Compassionate Ministries programs, and hear their stories and see the light and hope in their eyes, and to see the good that Compassionate Ministries is doing in so many places. And yeah, I'm missing all of that, and it's hard to just sit here and even, to think about it. But this morning, as I was reading, I was inspired. I'm reading a book on my Kindle, and it's a book that talks about getting your life back. And this morning it was all about memories and the importance of memories in our lives. And it talked about Ebenezers. Now, we've just come through Christmas, and we think of Ebenezer as Ebenezer Scrooge, and most of us really don't have an idea what an Ebenezer is. An Ebenezer is a reminder of times when God is with us, times of blessing, and times of His presence, and times of His intervention in our lives. And the word comes from a story in the book of Samuel in the Bible where the Israelites were in battle, and they were losing and having a really hard time and suffering, and they weren't making headway against the Philistines, against the other army, and where they prayed and where God intervened miraculously, and they were able to chase the enemy all the way back home, as it was. And the prophet Samuel erected a stone at this location where the turnaround happened, and he called the stone an Ebenezer. And so this is where God intervened in the midst of very trying and difficult circumstances. And from there on, anyone who passed the stone was reminded of God's intervention and God's presence with them in those circumstances. And I think, the dark circumstances we are in now with lockdown and our travel restricted, and our interactions with people restricted, and not being able to see loved ones and be with people that we love and cherish. And it's a hard place, and it's a harder place for those who have lost loved ones and who are suffering in other ways, maybe with cancer, and there's a lot of fear and uncertainty. But in the midst of that, our memories of good times can be Ebenezers. And an Ebenezer is an article that reminds us of the good times when God is with us. And so I was just looking around at my desk here to see, well, maybe some of these articles I have here may be like an Ebenezer, and that's why I have them on my desk. So I'm just looking at this vase, and it reminds me of Bangladesh, because I purchased this in Bangladesh. I remember I purchased it in a store where tourists normally go, and it's a beautiful vase, but I've never used it as a vase. It's just sits on my desk, and it to me is an Ebenezer of all those good times that God was with me while I was traveling in Bangladesh, and of all the people I met there, especially of the NCM, the Nazarene Compassionate Ministries leaders, and those wonderful times that we had together, and how God has used the ministry of NCM Canada in Bangladesh to help build the church and to bring comfort and hope to so many people through food, through gifts in kind, through blankets in times of cold, and through seeds for home gardens and trainings that help women that help empower women to earn a living so that they contribute to their family's income. And so this is an Ebenezer for me of some of the good times where God is with me. So I'm just wondering, maybe you have some Ebenezers, some little reminders, some things that are sitting in your home that you've collected and that are precious to you, that are reminders of God's goodness. And so if you have one of those, please share it with us on Facebook and let us know, what are your Ebenezers? So that's all for today. That's just my rambling thoughts. And may you find God ever present in your life, even during lockdown. God bless you.